Hello, and welcome to the webinar covering the Agile Ticketing Update for version 6.12. We are very excited to introduce you to the significant benefits to the Agile Ticketing System. The first enhancement we are going to cover today is Report Subscription Management. We have made improvements to Report Subscription Management to make it easier to both set up the initial subscription as well as to be able to edit the subscription later as things need to be changed. Let's take a look. We'll go ahead and select an event that we want to set up a subscription for an event audit. Schedule that for email. One of the great new changes here is that we're able to more easily set up multiple email addresses on the subscription. We've also made some enhancements on a couple of the different recurrence patterns. For instance, weekly, we're now able to define all the different days of the week that we may want to receive this report. So for instance, if I only want to receive this during weekdays, I can go ahead and select all of those. Let's say that I want to receive this at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And we'll change it to where I want to end that subscription at the end of the year. We can choose how we want to receive that and give the subscription a subject, so that way I'll recognize it every day. Now, looking in the report subscription area where you can manage subscriptions, you'll notice that we have a couple new options. We're now able to edit the parameters on that subscription in case we need to change an event or change some dates. We can update those. And we can also change the scheduling values in case I needed to, for instance, remove or add other email addresses, change the recurrence pattern, or any other thing that needs to be changed here. We can go ahead and make that change. And we also have the capability to still go ahead and delete our subscriptions if we don't need them anymore. The next enhancement on our list is the Report Subscription Manager Permission. This allows someone at the organization at an administrative level to be able to view all subscriptions for everyone in the organization. That way that person can maintain, delete, make changes to subscriptions as they see necessary. This is easily added in the user role area, clicking the view all subscription and turning that on for a particular user role. With that admin permission enabled for this user, we see that we have a view subscriptions for all users option. When we click that on, I'm able to both view subscriptions, what user set them up, as well as the different details about that subscription. We're able to change the parameters, change the scheduling, as well as potentially delete a subscription if needed. The next enhancement on our list is that report parameters selections are now remembered, so that whenever you come back, it'll automatically have those settings where you last ran the report. Let's take a look. Looking at this gross revenue box office statement, we'll see that I normally run it for this Film Agile folder, and it's already going to be selected since that's the last that I ran it with. If I come and run it under Film Other, change those dates, next time I come back to this report, it'll remember those settings. The next enhancement on our list is how we show disabled and retired items in selection lists for reporting. Normally, they would have shown up in alphabetical order in the list. Any retired or disabled folder or item is now separated, put to the bottom of the list, and marked as retired. We'll see that in the event folder selection here. And for instance, if we look at a donation report, we'll see that there may be some inactive or disabled donation programs that we may not care about anymore. So we move those to the bottom since they don't take so high a precedent in the selection anymore. The next enhancement on our list is an improved event lookup and search for event-based reports. Looking at the event audit, we can see that the selection for events has changed. we go ahead and load the previous 125 events from before today, as well as the upcoming 125 events in the selection list below. If an event isn't within that range, we can come in here and go ahead and type in a search parameter to, for instance, just look for the film RBG. If, for instance, we need to get even more specific, we can go ahead and put in a specific date and event name in order to get those events that we are specifically looking for. The next enhancement on our list is our new recent reports and popular reports for your organization list. You'll find those both on the portal homepage, right below your favorite reports. This details the date and time that you ran a report. And again, since we remember those parameters you chose, clicking on it will come right back up to what you had selected there. The popular reports for your organization are going to be those top 10 reports that everyone in your organization runs, ranked by how often they run them. You'll also find the recent reports and popular reports on the main reports page as well. The next enhancement on our list is updates to the gate control area of the application. Gate control is now available from the menu bar in the Sales app. Clicking on that brings up our selection of what type of batch we want to use. We can choose either a daily batch, which daily batches are used to allow you to define a range of events that you want to allow to be able to come through on this one selection, or we have a specific event batch, one where a specific event is defined. We're going to go into the daily batch. The new thing here is that we can say we want to scan for all events or select a specific event within that daily batch range. We're going to choose all events. We'll go ahead and scan a ticket that we know is valid and comes up good. Now, a new feature that we have here is the show rescan question. This allows the organization to be able to define reporting on whether they want to allow or deny particular rescans as they come in. The operator has to choose whether they're going to allow or deny that person into the venue. Let's see that in action. We'll go ahead and scan a ticket that I know has already been scanned before. And in this case, we got to decide whether we want to deny or allow entry for this person. We'll go ahead and deny. And we note that it was already scanned earlier in the day and that we have rejected this scan, and it will show up like that accordingly in the reporting area, that it was either allowed or denied on the rescan. Also, members can now be scanned in on daily batches as well. In the setup of the gate control batch, we can come in here and define those type of tickets that should be added whenever a member is scanned. And as long as that member has benefits, they will be given access to those tickets. Let's take a look at that in action. Coming in here under the daily batch, we could choose a specific event if we know that we want to scan under that event, or if we're a centralized location that filters out to multiple different venues, we can choose all events. We'll come in here, we'll take a member barcode that we know is valid, we'll scan it. In this case, since we are scanning for that member across all events, we need to know which event this member is planning to attend to make sure we put the ticket on that correct event. We'll go ahead and choose the one for September 11th, and that member is valid for entry. So again, this new feature allows you to be able to set up that one daily batch, allow your members to be able to come in through that, and in the case where you have multiple events going on within that daily batch time period, you're going to be able to choose what event that member is going into, so that way that ticket is allocated correctly. The next enhancement on our list is our integration with Google Tag Manager. Google Tag Manager is part of Google's marketing platform. Tag Manager gives you the ability to add and update your own tags for conversion tracking, site analytics, remarketing, and more. It basically gives you almost an endless number of ways to track activity across your ticketing site. To get started with Google Tag Manager and Agile, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is go to the System Control area for your organization and look for the Google Tag Manager Container ID. We'll take our Container ID, paste it in there. Now we're all set up. Now that we've included the Container ID in Agile, we're able to go into Google Tag Manager interface and start setting up our tags. We've gone through and gone ahead and set up the Universal Analytics, as well as defining those elements needed for enhanced e-commerce support. For more information on how to set this up, please click on the link below. The next enhancement on our list is enhanced e-commerce support with Google Analytics. The e-commerce support we had in previously allowed you to be able to track final conversions on the purchase page in the ticketing system. Now we're able to do a much deeper enhanced tracking, and let's take a look at that. Just like before, in order to turn on Universal Analytics, you would include your tracking ID and turn on e-commerce tracking. Now, if we already have a Google Tag Manager defined, we probably don't want to define a separate tracking ID, as that tracking can be included within Google Tag Manager. You probably want to do one or the other. Once we decide how we're going to set up our Universal Analytics, either directly here or through the Google Tag Manager, you can check out the article on our support page by clicking the link below in order to follow the few steps needed to set up the enhanced e-commerce tracking. Once you've followed that article and given some time for it to track some of your enhanced e-commerce transactions, we're able to take a look in the conversions area under e-commerce and take a look at some of the new features we'll have available with this enhanced e-commerce tracking. Now, looking at our shopping behavior, we're able to take it and look at different slices as to where a customer got to throughout the process. Out of a total of 25 total sessions that we looked at, 17 people viewed the product, then 16 added to cart, then 15 checked out, and then 13 finalized their transaction. So that way we're able to see where in the process people have abandoned their cart. And now we want to look at some further analytics on our product performance. We can actually drill down and see the actual events or donation programs, along with revenue, number of purchases, quantity, and different details such as the buy to detail rate. That's going to be people who actually bought versus who saw the detail information on the page. There's a lot of valuable information that we're now capturing on your behalf. It's even possible to drill down and see information about ticket types that were purchased for particular events, as well as in general, just looking at the ticket types. The next enhancement on our list is integration with Facebook Pixels. This is also really easy to go into set up. Go into the system control area of your organization, and under the Facebook integration you'll see the option for Pixel ID. It's just as easy as copying your pixel here and applying. Now, the great thing about this is that we take care of all the work necessary in order to track your page views on this pixel, as well as track conversions and feed information about how much was purchased on each conversion. For more information on setting this up, please click on the link below. The next enhancement in our list is the ability to auto-assign barcodes in a large range. This is useful in case you have potentially externally printed tickets that have predefined barcodes, and you may need to be able to scan those into the particular event. Let's take a look at how we'll accomplish that. Coming into the sales system and adding 100 tickets, we're able to select and highlight all of those and go to the assign barcode option. We've always had the capability to be able to, on individual ticket items, be able to assign the barcode. Now we can come in here and assign a set barcodes on these externally printed tickets we already have in hand. We know that the barcodes start at 55,001 and go to 55,100. So we'll go ahead and apply that, do that in bulk, and then whenever these tickets get printed, they will have those barcodes assigned. The next enhancement on our list is the ability to recharge payments on balance due orders. This allows organizations that deal with balance due orders, for whatever reason that may be, whether it be to process manual payment plans, or just in cases of order maintenance where you need to be able to put things on balance due and pay for them later. It'll allow you to be able to recharge further amounts against a credit card that has already been charged on the order. Let's take a look. We look at this order and it has 1,050 balance due. No payment has been taken on it so far, but we'll go ahead and take our first payment of a Visa card and do a partial payment of, let's say, $200. Apply all the credit card information necessary and finalize that. Now that this order has a balance due and has an actual credit card payment, we're able to quickly and easily look back up that credit card charge in order to apply further payments against it. We can go ahead and apply another $200 charge against that same card and finalize. So again, this is just a quick and easy way to be able to deal on balance due orders with multiple payments, or dealing with some order maintenance type capabilities where you need to be able to put things on balance due and then pay for them later. The next enhancement on our list is the ability to print a user batch receipt right from the cash in, cash out options. This will allow users to be able to print right from their receipt printer a small summarized reconciliation receipt to help them balance out their cash drawer at the end of their shift. So right from the cash agent, cash in, cash out area, we're able to print receipt and choose the receipt printer that we want to send it to. We're going to take a look at the PDF version of it. But again, it is a small summarized receipt containing all the reconciliation information for the cash, the checks, as well as any additional amounts such as credit card, or in those cases where an organization takes tips, those will also be included in here as well as an area where notes can be included. The next enhancement on our list is the addition of the JSON format for web sales feeds. The web sales feed is the data API used most often for an organization to be able to integrate their marketing page with Agile's ticketing site. Now, with the addition of a JSON format, it should make it even easier for developers to be able to consume that data. You can find out more information by clicking on the link below or visiting agiletix.com/API.